Hey guys, it's Splurky, and in this video I wanted to sell you on Kaeya and how I think he's criminally underrated and deserves a lot more love and attention. Besides being a pretty face, Kaeya can actually put a lot of work in, whether it be as a main DPS or as a cryo battery support or blizzard strayer support. And before anyone says, "Oh, Kaeya is a weaker version of Rosaria now," listen. Kaeya and Rosaria both do different things and shine in different situations. One is not better than the other, they are both just equally good. So what does Kaeya even do for people who just got him and was like, he's free so he can't be very good? Well, Frost Knot does great damage, it has great scaling for 4-star ability, and once you get him to level 70, he heals a portion of his attack percent as healing, so it's a DPS or a support that has a little bit of self-sustain. So if you're on an account that doesn't really have a good healer or like a dedicated healer, but you have like Zinyan and a C1 Beto, he could make a good main DPS because with shielding supports, he can kind of just sustain himself at Frostnoth since it's a 5-second cooldown. And it generates enough particles on its own for him to be his own battery on top of being a battery for everyone else in the team. So his burst is basically permanently up. And speaking of burst, Glacial Waltz is also an amazing burst because unlike Rosaria, you're not grounded to one spot similar to Chongyun's skill. Instead, it follows you around, and that's like a lot better than what most people are going to give it credit to be, because you could accidentally knock them out of a Rosaria burst, or you can actually knock them out of Chongyun's skill, but Glacial Waltz is going to follow you around. And if you're lucky enough to have a C6 Kaeya, you have 4 crystals spinning around you instead of 3. But this burst also just makes for an amazing freeze, melt, superconduct, those kind of comps, because if you want them to take cryo damage faster to apply the cryo before you want to do something else, you can actually just run the crystals into them to let them hit faster than let them spin on their own. So like you can just run them into them. And of course his constellations are also amazing because you can extend the duration of Glacial Waltz, which is great. And yeah, his abilities are just great. Like he's just so solid, especially he has no right to be as good as he is to be a completely free character, because honestly he's a phenomenal character. He's definitely top tier in my opinion. Some good examples I want to set for some teams for Kaeya. Since he is so flexible, he's really fun to make teams either around him or just put him in them, since you could go a melt main DPS comp. Like I really like Kaeya, Chongyun, Zhongling, and Bennett. If you want to go freeze or anything like that, like a freeze physical build, you could go Kaeya, Fischl, or Beto, whichever you have or prefer. Diona, Xingqiu. If you want to use him as a support, you can use the 4-piece Blizzard Strayer, and that's he keeps that permanently up, especially with Glacial Waltz. If you want to use him as an like a burst damage, I guess, I don't really know what you would call it, but like 2-piece Blizzard Strayer, 2-piece Noblesse to get more out of his burst as your support, if that's what you're really looking for, you can do that as well if you want. I prefer 4-piece Blizzard Strayer on my support Kaeya. And on support Kaeya, my absolute favorite comp to play him with is Tartaglia main DPS, Kaeya, Beto, and Xingqiu, because it just gives you a window of, you have Rain Cutter, you have I don't remember Beto's burst by name, apologies, but you have Beto's burst, and then you have Glacial Waltz, and that's all going at the same time. So like as Tartaglia on the field, you're just like amped up for like 10 seconds. It's insane. It's really fun. Since I already covered support Kaeya, I'll talk a little bit about DPS Kaeya. As for main DPS, of course, you can go physical, with a 2-piece Bloodstain, 2-piece Pale Flame. You could even go 4-piece Pale Flame. since you can really get a good amount out of the 4-piece Pale Flames set, since Froststone has a 5-second cooldown. I personally use 4-piece Gladiators, since the general attack percent helps with his abilities and his attack percent scaling and his Froststone healing and everything. And I just like more rounded builds, because Gladiators is even good on, can be used on a support Kaeya, I feel. I love Kaeya a lot, but I am by no means a Kaeya main. So, you know, if there are any Kaeya mains that see this video and you want to like help me out and like actually tell me what is his best artifacts, go ahead. I'm perfectly okay with that. Teach people how to get the most out of Kaeya, please. He is an amazing character. More people need to see him. More people need to use him. More people need to love him. I love Kaeya. More people should love Kaeya. I hope this video really at least got your attention to revisit Kaeya, or to even look at him in the first place, because he really is amazing. Like, he's genuinely one of the better 4-stars, and you get him at the beginning of the game. Like, Kaeya is honestly so good, he can just carry you through the game. You honestly don't even need any 5-stars if you don't want them. Kaeya is just that good. And I know some people are going to say, actually, Kaeya's pretty bad, and Splurky, you're just an idiot. Well, while you're not wrong, I am an idiot. I will say, Kaeya with a subpar build or an okay build might feel underperforming. I get that, I really do. But Kaeya with a good build or an amazing build feels insane. So it's kind of like all in with Kaeya, I guess. I've always had a pretty good build for Kaeya, so I've never experienced him being bad. Or maybe that's just me being really rose-tinted glasses when I see Kaeya, because I really feel like the character is really, really amazing. And, you know, and their constellations are like a 5-star and their own. I have C2 Kaeya, and I'm really happy with that. But anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. If you stayed till the end, you're so beautiful, and it means the world to me. And if you would want to, you could comment, you could like, you could even sub, which would be phenomenal. It helps me a lot, and it, you know, lets you know when I go live to talk about things. But like, for reals, thanks so much again. My very first Genshin video I put on the channel did absolutely phenomenal. I've actually never had a video ever do that well, and I can't thank everyone who supported that video enough. It really, really, really motivated me to want to put out more quality stuff. I might not upload like every single day. I want to make sure when I do put things out there that they're like good enough that I will be proud of, like that last video. So thanks. I love you all very dearly. I will see you next time. Bye bye.